Hi, my name is Jerome Garfer, and I should have just given my microphone to Xavier because that was exactly what I was going to say. But going back to 936, I think 936, when it worked well. It worked through the mid-'80s. In the mid-'80s, two reasons why it stopped working. One, capital-intensive companies were the ones that were taking advantage of it. Labor was not being produced. Jobs weren't being produced. Second, as we all know, Puerto Rico has not been the only one affected by manufacturing jobs leaving the island, but the whole U.S. has been affected to it. So 936 ran its course. And I think wage tax credits are the way to go, and I think that's what you should take to President Obama. During his campaign, he promised specific job creation packages for Puerto Rico, and I think this is a great first step. Getting to do that. Empowerment zones like Xavier was talking about will certainly do that. And again, you can implement it anywhere in the U.S., including Puerto Rico. Our well-intentioned representative did mention giving more autonomy to Puerto Rico and allowing us to sign our own treaties with other countries, sign other economic treaties with other countries, and being able to do that will spur economic growth. Now, the only issue with that, and President Obama should be aware of this, is that you will have 50 status panels to attend to after that. Mainly Alaska, California, Hawaii, they'll all want the same thing, to be able to do their own treaties with other nations. So that's an issue you have to take into consideration. But I think we should speak more about empowerment zones and making it available to Puerto Rico, and it's something that can certainly be done immediately.
Can I just ask a question? So this past spring, Congress did pass the HIRE Act, which is a wage-based tax credit. Are the two of you thinking of something different than that, or is that what you had in mind?
That base. However, we need empowerment zones are a great way to get that done, and we just haven't seen that done yet in Puerto Rico. There's another issue that I think we should speak about, and we need the President to be on our side about, and that's a rum tax credit that's going on. Puerto Rico receives a rebate on the rum tax credit, and so does the U.S. Virgin Islands. Recently, the U.S. Virgin Islands has made its intention known to rebate to private companies as much as they want. And they have made known that they will be rebating to Captain Morgan or Diageo, the British rum maker, 35% of those rebates to them now. I mean, that's if that's not a pony up profit scheme, then I don't know what is. And we need President Obama to speak on that and give us a hand there and be in favor of our resident commissioner, Pedro Luisi's bill introduced in Congress, as well as Senator Bob Menendez in the Senate, and support those.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Rosana Lopez. I am the Ombudsman for the Elderly in Puerto Rico. Maybe you will ask or think why I am in this room today in this group, but I am here in behalf of 80,000 elderly people that are very related to the topic of financial and economic development. First, I would like to describe you that Puerto Rico have more than 80,000 people that is elderly people, and at the second time, and the second topic that I will bring to you is that there will be the biggest group in Puerto Rico and in United States too. So they are very related to the economic development of each country. And first, in Puerto Rico,
excuse me, Rosanna. Can you repeat the 80,000 people specifically? Because we lost you there a little bit.
80,000
people from Puerto Rico are
elderly.
Elderly. Thank you.
I'm sorry. And most of them, 44%, they are under the poverty level. And according to the statistics of Puerto Rico, needs to develop strategies that concentrate on labor force initiative that will maintain elderly people at work and offer priority work spaces for those that need to finish their Social Security quotas or benefits. In the field of public housing in Puerto Rico only provides independent living facilities that are financed by federal funds for seniors under the poverty level. Likewise, the private housing industry for the elderly has been focused only on projects with federal funding, again limited to those under poverty levels. to the exclusion of seniors in socioeconomic levels. This has not allowed for the development of a private industry that will help generate additional economic resources in the island. The federal poverty level assigned to Puerto Rico does not take into account the cost of living standards in the island, which impose accessibility limits those who are not eligible for any government subsidized programs but are still living in poverty. Another topic that I would like to point out for you is the topic of the field of health services. For the elderly in constantly being jeopardized of health insurance companies with their limitation on services, that high cost of medications, specifically medications manufactured in Puerto Rico, which are shipped to the mainland U.S. and then returned to the island with the retail prices, including the additional cost of transportation and taxes, and the lack of home health services. The availability of mental health services in dangerous limited, particularly at the primary level of care. One of the specific issues in the field of health care is the need to guarantee the availability of the subsidy for low-income Medicare beneficiaries should Part B be rolled automatic for Puerto Rico. Given the large proportion of the seniors below the poverty level, the cost sustaining Part B related expenses will be unbearable for too many. Without adequate transportation system, that is the other topic, that will provide accessibility to government services and private business for the elderly population, through the island, Puerto Rico may be still characterized by the third world country. Puerto Rico today not only lacks of consistent transportation system, but also a system that will provide services to handicapped people and others with mobility limitations and those with specific health conditions that need transportation service daily, including those in remote and insulated parts of the island. Without adequate transportation system, either public or private initiatives to strengthen Puerto Rico economic structure and to increase quality of life among seniors as destined to fail. Our people, especially the elderly population, continues to provide significant contributions toward the development of Puerto Rico, as much as seniors in the United States also contribute to the nation's prosperity. The petitions conveyed in this letter on behalf of the senior citizens are not requested for privilege, but rights that need to be honored as soon as possible. Puerto Rico is currently coping with a catastrophic economic situation that has placed the life of elderly people in danger. Massive layoffs among government employees, even those in positions paid with federal funds, have jeopardized the provision of basic services to all citizens, but most seriously to vulnerable
Excuse
populations.
me? I'm sorry. We need to keep moving. Can you submit that?
Yeah,
and we
I
will
will
certainly
submit
take the
that. That is
entire
that. I
account.
just go to the last of the sentence. We remain supportive of your agenda as President Task Force, able to contribute to many means for you meeting appropriate to this achievement. I was thinking that elderly people was very important in this topic, so we'll relate to every development in the economic topic that you are working today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Rafael Cox-Salomar. I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm an attorney in private practice here in Washington, D.C. And thank you so much for the opportunity. The first thing I would like to say to the task force is the following. It would be a very great disservice to the people of Puerto Rico were this task force to take away alternatives off of the table just based on status posturing. The status question is an issue that we need to resolve. There's no consensus on the island, both substantively and procedurally, to address the status issue. But the Puerto Rican economic issue is just getting completely out of hand. So I believe, in the first place, this task force should look at the big picture and should stop looking at Puerto Rico simply as a domestic issue. The malaise afflicting the Puerto Rican economy is not about sending us more transfer payments or coming up with counter-cyclical propositions. It goes beyond that. Puerto Rico already has a strong platform, a pharmaceutical, a technological. It has a workforce that has already dealt at high levels, and we cannot allow the status gridlock to get in the way. So I think that we should position Puerto Rico within its platform, I mean, its geographical platform. We have been interlocutors between the U.S. and the Caribbean and Latin American countries for decades. There's a lot that Puerto Rico can do in order to expand R&D, new energy technologies, research. There's a lot of things that Puerto Rico can do together with the U.S., but we need to get away from the status gridlock and that idea that somehow Puerto Rico remains purely a domestic concern. Thank you.